We're here at the former Alberni Indian Residential School, and as you can see, one of the buildings is still remaining here today. In fact, we're standing on some of the ground that they searched. Joining me today is the president of the Tseshaht Tribal Council, Dr. Judith Sayers. Dr. Sayers, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
How are you feeling today?
A little bit shaky, very emotional, and been dreading this day for a long time. Yeah.
Tell us about the history of this Indian residential school and what it meant for the Tseshaht people here.
Well, you know, of course it was established many years ago, and so many of our people came to this residential school, as well as people from, I believe, almost 100 other First Nations. So it was, you know, a really big deal in residential schools. So many people came here. You know, my mother came here, my family came here, and so we're all impacted by this announcement today.
I mean, this goes back for generations upon generations. I mean, you're a residential school survivor, generational survivor yourself. You know, what has it been like here in this community for leading up to this day and this big announcement that we're about to hear?
Well, I think we have all wanted justice for what happened here. You know, the truth has always been known. We know that, you know, our children were murdered, killed, and buried around. We just didn't know the numbers. We know there have been other horrific incidences that happened within the school. Our survivors have talked about them. And so documenting those stories and trying to do something about it has been something that we've been trying for a long time. And getting recognition of it, you know, getting recognition by the Pope that this really was genocide, you know, and other leaders, you know, that's really important, that, you know, what the attempt was to try and kill off the Indian. And so, you know, today that truth is known, and we'll know the extent of that truth a little later. But, you know, for us, it's making sure those children make it home that didn't make it home, that those families who don't know what happened to their children will now know, and that, you know, we can pursue as much as we can a form of reconciliation, that the rights will be wronged on our terms. It can't be anybody else's terms. We have to say what we need for all of the horrible things that happened to our people.
Indeed. Dr. Sayers, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. Thank you. Back to you in studio.